Hello, I'm Mrs. Kilton, and I will be talking to you about using a number line to solve elapsed time word problems. Elapsed time. What is elapsed time? Elapsed time is simply the amount of time that passes from the beginning of an event to the end. I'm going to be using a number line to help you solve these problems, and I hope that by the end of this session, you will know how to solve this type of problem. Let's look at problem number 1. Julie had a couple of errands to run for her grandmother. First, it took her 15 minutes to get to the grocery store. She spent 20 minutes buying groceries. Then it took her 10 minutes to get to the post office to mail some letters. It took her 25 minutes to go to her grandmother's house and back home. If she left at 1:15, at what time did Julie get back home? Now, I am going to work my word problem just like I would if it was just any other word problem. I'm going to underline the question. At what time did Julie get back home? And I already have my answer sentence. Julie got back home at blank time. All right, and now I am going to highlight the important information as I reread my problem. Julie had a couple of errands to run for her grandmother. First, it took her 15 minutes to get to the grocery store. She spent 20 minutes buying groceries. Then it took her 10 minutes to get to the post office to mail some letters. And then it took her 25 minutes to get to her grandmother's house and back home. Here's some more important information. She left at 1:15. So that tells me that is the start time. So I'm going to go ahead and take my marker, and I'm going to mark my time right here at 1:15. That is when she started her errands. This is her start time. All right. Now, I see that I've got minutes, 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 and minutes. Because I have all of my information is in minutes, I'm simply going to take all of the minutes and add them up. So I've got 15 minutes plus 20 minutes plus 10 minutes plus 25 minutes. I'm simply going to add those up. So 5 plus 5 is 10, carry my 1. 2 plus 2 is 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've got 70 minutes. Now, 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So I'm going to take away 60 minutes from the 70 minutes, and I'm going to have 10 minutes left over. So 70 minutes is the same as saying 1 hour and 10 minutes. So that's how long it took her to do all of her errands for her grandmother. Now I'm going to take my start time right here, and I'm going to move it in the biggest chunk of time I have, which is 1 hour. So I'm going to make a big loop, and I'm going to write plus 1 hour. If I take 1 hour and I add it to the number 1, I get a 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. So now my time is from 1:15 to 2:15. All right, but I'm not finished because I've got this 10 minutes here. So I'm going to make a smaller loop and say plus 10 minutes. 10 minutes plus 15 minutes is 25 minutes. And we're still at the hour 2. So right here, Julie has started her time at 1:15, and it took an hour and 10 minutes for her to do all her errands, and by the time she finished at 2:25. So at what time did Julie get back home? She got back home at 2:25. Let's look at another problem. Julia and Eric started cleaning their rooms at 2:30 p.m. Julia finished her work in 3 hours and 30 minutes. Eric finished cleaning 1 hour and 45 minutes after Julia. At what time did Eric finish cleaning his room? So I am going to underline the question. What time did Eric finish cleaning his room? There's my answer sentence. Eric finished cleaning at blank. Take my highlighter, reread the problem, highlight the important information. Julia and Eric started cleaning their rooms at 2:30. There's my start time. Julia finished her work in 3 hours and 30 minutes, and Eric finished cleaning 1 hour and 45 minutes after Julia. So I'm going to focus on the start time, which is 2:30. This will be my start time. (2:30) right here. And we're going to go in a big section of 3 hours and 30 minutes. So I'm going to do 1 hour at a time, but you can do all three at the same time if you'd like. I'm going to say 1 hour plus 1 hour plus 1 hour. Oops, there's my 1. So 2 plus 1 hour would be 3:30. So 2:30 plus 1 hour is 3:30. 3:30 plus 1 hour is 4:30. And 4:30 plus 1 hour would be 5:30. And then she's got 30 minutes on top of that. So I'm going to make a smaller loop and say plus 30 minutes. Now 30 plus 30, again, is 60 minutes. And 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour. So in this case, 30 plus 30 is 1 hour. So the 5 plus 1 would be 6 o'clock. So what time did Julia start? Julia and Eric, they started at 2:30. 3 hours and 30 minutes later, Julia finished at 6 o'clock. Now, the question is not about Julia. The question is about Eric. And he finished 1 hour and 45 minutes after Julia. So I'm going to take this time and go after. That's plus 1 hour. So 1 plus 6 is 7 o'clock. And then 45 minutes plus 45 minutes. 45 plus 0 minutes would be 7:45. So Eric finished cleaning at 7:45. All right. Let's look at another type of problem. Max practices his multiplication facts every day after school. He usually practices for about 20 to 35 minutes. If he starts practicing his multiplication facts at 4:45, which time could Max be finished with his practice? Okay, so which time could Max be finished with his practice? And here's my answer sentence. He could be finished by, highlight important information. Max practices his multiplication facts every day after school. He usually practices for about 20 to 35 minutes. So I want to focus on that because that means between 20 to 35. It could be 20, it could be 21 minutes, it could be 22 minutes, 23, 24, it could be 25, it could be 30, it could be 33 minutes. Anything in between 20 and 30 minutes. Now, it says, if he starts practicing his multiplication facts at 4:45, then what could be a possible time that he finishes? So this is our start time. 4:45. 4:45. Now I'm going to start with 20 minutes. All right, so he's going to practice for 20 minutes plus 20 minutes. Okay, this is the end of 20 minutes. 20 plus 45, again, 20 plus 45 is going to give me 65. I subtract 60, which is 1 hour, so that's 1 hour and 5 minutes. All right, so 1 hour to that would be 5 and 5 minutes. So 1 hour and 5 minutes. So let me erase this so I can have a clean space to work on here. All right, so the earliest time that Max can finish is 5:05 because that's that first time, 20 minutes. Now I'm going to do the latest time that he can finish, which is 35 minutes. All right, so I'm going to start again. Let me pick a different color. Let's try this one. I'm going to start again right here. This time he's going to practice 35 minutes. So I'm going to do a big chunk of 30. Okay, so it's going to be 30 minutes. 4:45 plus 30. So 45 minutes plus 30 is going to give me 75 minutes, which is 1 hour and 15 minutes. All right, so 6:45, I'm sorry, not 6:45, 4:45 would be 5:15. Now, I'm not done. I still have that 5 minutes because we only added 30 minutes here. So I'm going to add 5 minutes. 5 plus 15 would be 5:20. So this part right here, his finish time, the ultimate amount of time that he would practice would be 35 minutes, which is right here, which his end time would be 5:20. So his earliest end time would be 5:05, and his latest end time would be 5:25. But like I said, he can finish any time in between here. He could finish at 5:05, 5:06, 5:07, 5:08, 5:09, at 5:10, at 5:12, 5:15, all the way up to 5:20. So let's look at our answer choices. 4:55 would be somewhere around here. He's still practicing right here. So he's not going to finish right here. That would only actually be 10 minutes. But he practices 20 to 35. So that's not a choice. 5:10, here's 5:05, here's 5:15. 5:10 would be somewhere around here. So yeah, if it's in between these two purple arrows, that's a possibility. Let me check the rest. 4:10. 4:10 is somewhere over here. It's not even on the number line. Not going to work. 5:30 is on this side. Not even on the number line, so that's not going to work. So he could be finished by 5:10. All right. So on this problem, you are focusing on the area in here, because this is the 20 minutes and the 35 right here minutes. So he practices between 30 and 35 minutes, and that would be his end time. All right. Now, I have put up 2 problems that you can work on your own to solve, to see if you are able to use a number line to solve your own problems. If you are one of my students, this is not something that you would turn in as an assignment. This is just for extra practice. Okay? The next slide, this one right here, the answers are right here, so you can go back and check your own work. All right. Thanks for watching. I hope that you learned something today. Bye.